Hello, Algebra 1 students. Sorry, this is on video and not in person. It's best I could do with what I've got going on. So, quick review of factoring polynomials. This is your assignment for today. Let's take a look. So, for number one, we think about what can we factor out of both 6x squared and 3x. If I factored 6, I would get 2 times 3. So 3 is a factor of both 6 and 3. And then x squared and x, I can factor out 1x, right? If I listed out my factors, 2 times 3 times x for x squared, 3 times x for 3x, right? I have a 3 and an x that are in both. Right? Everything else that's left over goes inside. So I get 2 times x plus, and then this would just be a 1, right? Because 1 times 3x would bring me back to the 3x. So that is a quick review of factoring some binomials here. Here we would have 4y to the fourth and 20y to the third. So I would be able to factor this into 4 times 5. I know that's not prime factor, but I see right here I have a 4 in that's a factor of both terms. So my prime factorization, or my factorization, not necessarily prime, that I'm going to use for 20y to the third would be 4 times 5, and then y. Okay, and then my 4y to the fourth, 4 times y. So I have a 4 in both terms. I have 3 y's in both terms. That goes in there also. Okay, so I have 4y to the third. And then what's left over in this line is y minus 5, right? Because there's a 5 left over here. So that would be my factorization for number 2. So I would like for you to factor the remaining 4 problems here as part of your assignment. Moving down to number 7. Moving down to number 7. I have x times x plus 5, and this is the solving part now. And so this is we split at the parentheses. And so I set both parts equal to 0. X plus 5 also equals 0. And then I use algebra to solve both of these. Now this side's done. I subtract the 5 over here. I get x equals minus 5. So my solution is x equals negative 5 and x equals 0. So you could write it out twice, or you could separate them with a comma there, because x is either of those things to make this equation true. Remember, that's because it is set equal to 0. So that's what you're going to do for 8 and 9. You will split at the parentheses, set each side equal to 0, solve both of those for 0. For 10, 11, and all of the back side, you are going to combine factoring and solving in one problem. So here in number 10, okay, I can factor a k from both of these terms, right? So I would have k times 6k plus 1, because I can divide a k out of here and a k out of here, and then I set that equal to 0. Okay, so then I have k equals 0 and 6k plus 1 equals 0. This side's done. I subtract the 1 over. 6k equals negative 1. Divide out the 6. K equals negative 1/6. Okay, so we're combining what we did in the previous 2 parts of this assignment. Let me get that back on the screen for you there. And then let's flip to the back side. Let's look at number 14. Okay, we don't have it equal to 0. So what we are going to do is I'm going to leave s squared on the right side, and I'm going to bring the 22s over. So I'm going to subtract 22s from both sides. That leaves me with 0 on the left side. And then I have 11s squared minus 22s on the right side. And remember, these are not like terms, so I cannot subtract them. So now I'm going to factor. Okay, 22 factors to 2 and 11. So they both have a factor of 11. And then this is s squared, and this is s, so they both have an s that they can divide out, right? So 11s squared divided by 11s would be just s, and then this would be minus 2, because 22 divided by 11 is 2. Okay, so now I have everything on all my numbers other than the 0 on one side. I have factored everything on the right side, and now I'm going to split it to parentheses and say 11s can be 0, or s minus 2 could also be 0. And then I solve both of these for s. Right, so here I'm going to divide out the 11, and on this side I'm going to move the negative 2. So opposite, right? Opposite operation. Instead of minus 2, I do plus 2. So those are my two solutions there. Sorry for not moving the video. S equals 0 or S equals 2. So you'll have to do that on number 15. Move one of the items to the other side. I would move the 21p over and then solve. So finish this assignment and we will review it in class tomorrow.